Hi guys, I wanted to share some thoughts with my fellow military families. Kind of a realization that we are in a whole different world now. My husband was in the Navy and he did his 20 years and he retired 2 years ago. So then he went to school, he used his GI Bill, got a pharmacy tech license, and got a job at the pharmacy in town. So all seemed to be going well. And then one day, I get this text, and I'm at school, and I get a text that says I just got let go. Like, what? I had to read it over like 3 times because I just got let, it wasn't, I wasn't understanding, like what? Because there was no warning like you would expect, if he'd been messing up, he'd be getting written up, or there would be at least verbals, hey, you really need to watch this, or you need to work on that, or something, but there really was nothing. He said they pulled him in to a meeting and just kind of said, we're not keeping you. He thinks he may have been downsized. If that's the case, well, he was the newest guy, so that makes total sense. But it's just so different. It was really, really shocking that it came from nowhere. Because you're not used to that. When you are under the umbrella of active duty military, if you show up and do your job, you're not going to lose it. If you do something really messed up, like I say, you drink and drive, or do drugs, or, steal, or any, something that is not part of your job, you can do things that will make you lose your job. But if you show up and you do your job, they're not gonna all of a sudden let you go. And they certainly won't do it just one day out of the blue. If you'll get written up, counseled, busted, drank, there will be a process where you kind of will see it coming that you're gonna get kicked out. Luckily, he's retired, so we have his military retirement, and I still have my job. So that covers us, 4 walls, food, gas, we are good. But we're still trying to, pay off our debt, and we're going to school and stuff, so it's a blow. Not to mention my poor husband. That's a blow to the ego. I can only imagine what that feels like, if you didn't really do anything wrong and you lose your job. But mostly, I wanted to share for my fellow military families that it is completely different when you leave the umbrella, the safety net of the military. So please get your financial house in order before you separate. If you're retiring, it's a little bit better because you'll have your retirement. Hopefully, if Congress doesn't decide to take it away. But if you're just separating, in any case, just please, at the very, very least, get out of debt. At the very, very least. Ideally, obviously, you want to work through all your baby steps and have your emergency fund and all that stuff set in place. But if you're separating soon, do what you can to get out of debt. Because civilian life does not have the same security It just doesn't. One day you're good, and the next day you're fired. Get your financial house in order. Use the time that you have right now under the security of the military life to set yourself up to be secure, to have the same kind of security once you transition into civilian life. Because it's a lot different out there. And thank you guys for your service.